Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Up Your Alley. It's a podcast where two best friends. That's me. My name is Taylor Edgar, and with me, as always, is my best friend, Jake Baggett. Say hey, Jake.
Hi, Taylor.
Hey, we recommend things to each other, and then we come back the next week to discuss them, and we give each other points based on how much it is up our individual alleys. 3 points if it's great, 1 point if you hate it, because zeros, we decided, are mean.
No, we'll never do a zero.
Right.
I might. I don't know.
I mean, if something's real bad, we might have to just go
I think
full
if it
zero
was
on it.
food and I got poisoned from it, then I'd be like, I have to give you
You
a
poisoned
zero.
me with Twin Peaks.
No.
You poisoned my
That's
afternoon.
insane. That's an
with Twin
insane thing
Peaks.
to say. I'm so sorry. I had to make you think.
Okay, so that's kind of funny. So far we're this will be episode 19, almost episode 20, I think, somewhere around there.
I don't know.
And I'm winning 41 points to 40 points. What do you think is your least favorite thing? If you could give a zero so far, what would you? Because this might be on YouTube.
I don't want you to. Is it? if right off the top of my head,
First thing,
I'd have to say The Big Short.
The Big Short would be your zero.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Academy Award nominated film
Yeah.
is your zero.
Oh my God! Those white people in their rich yachts decided that this was a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't care about those people.
Fair enough. All right.
It was
Yours-
depressing and it was aggravating and angering.
Your zero is Twin Peaks, your favorite
That is
TV show.
insane.
It's ridiculous.
That's
and absurd.
unbelievable.
But yeah, so Big Short. God damn it.
I knew you'd be more mad about that than I would be about the Twin Peaks thing.
Yes, and I shouldn't be because I don't even really like. Big Short wouldn't even be in my top 15 favorite movies. It's a good movie. I really liked it.
It's
but
competently made.
yes,
It's
you mean
everybody's
the
in.
pictures and the voices sync up pretty well.
They sync up really well. Everything's in frame.
Yeah,
I'm not confused about when it takes place because they let you know all the fucking time when
They
it
do.
does.
yeah.
And they talk directly to you to make sure that you dumb idiot, you understand that this isn't something that's a part of the movie. This didn't really happen, you stupid idiot.
I love how much you hate The Big Short.
This is embellishment, you fucking moron.
Is that after how much time? Okay, so yeah, if we're putting this on YouTube, you can't curse in the first 15 or 30 seconds.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh, did we make it?
I mean, yeah, we're past 2 minutes.
All
now.
right.
Well,
So
I forgot to tell you that. So we didn't have a video for all of last week. We
Yeah.
might have a video for all of this week.
That's great.
I don't know what happened, but I tried to do it and it didn't work. But then I did a test, and the only variable that I changed is I put my computer somewhere else and didn't touch it.
You do get pretty...
I can, and plus it's the MacBook Pro, and it's got all the touchscreen stuff at the top. So I could have just
Oh, it's got
done-
touchscreen stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got like a little taskbar like up
Oh.
here. So yeah,
Apple, you mad genius.
but as of right now, it is
We're recording.
still recording.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, this might go up, or we might just have a little bit of video at the end.
Yeah, we'll see.
I did a test run where I recorded. I found a hour-and-a-half long bird feeder video on YouTube,
yeah.
and I filmed that
You
for
filmed
an hour and a half.
video
Well, I
off
mean,
of
I
YouTube?
put it on the TV
Uh-huh.
and then just put it up, and then I was like, oh, I wonder if this will upload since it's a video podcast. If it'll upload into like Apple and stuff that doesn't have a video component, because Spotify has the video component,
Right. Oh. Okay.
So, and I did. So if for some reason you got a notification on your phone and you're subscribed to this that said we had a new episode up, and it just sounded like bird noises for an hour, that's what that was. It was me testing. But it worked. So, I mean,
You should have just put shotgun noises in it every
Yeah.
once in a while.
just
And
randomly.
then Taylor goes, damn it, these damn birds.
Well, no, there was a video component, so you could see.
Oh.
You could see two different
Yeah.
angles of a YouTube video.
I see.
of a bird feeder.
Oh, okay. And it worked that time.
It worked that time.
There we
yeah.
go.
Well, I'd be curious if some people actually heard it. But yeah, it's driving my dog crazy because it was just bird noises coming from the
course.
basement. He's just looking down the stairs, going, "What the hell's
Yeah.
going on
That's
down
a
there?"
bird-eating dog right there.
He's a retriever, man. He's a
Yeah,
good dog.
exactly. Great.
So before we get into what we're going to be talking about, I wanted to talk to you about some video game stuff first.
Sure.
Yeah. So I've heard nothing but good things about the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah.
You came out and said this might be your favorite game of all time.
One
the
of them-
original.
one of my favorite
The
ones.
original
Yeah.
was
RE4. Yeah.
GameCube, right?
Yes. Started in GameCube. It's out for like every
Everything.
single
Yeah, well,
thing.
everything is now.
It
But
was on the iPod Touch when that thing first came out. They made like a really downgraded version, and I played that one as well.
someone probably put one on a TI-83 calculator at some point.
I'd play the hell out of that.
Yeah, that's why not. But so you're playing the remake. You enjoying
Yes.
it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's wonderful.
I think I misjudged this franchise.
How do you mean?
It's a lot different than what I guess. Okay, so there are certain things that I just kind of write off, and that's kind of why we started doing this podcast. It's like, to get, broaden our horizons, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I remember playing 2 and 3 for PS1 and thinking it was just a zombie game. But then again, I was in fucking, middle school when those games came out?
Yeah.
So I was a child. I was like 11, 12 years old.
Oh, yeah. We grew up with this franchise.
I think I've seen parts of maybe 2 of the movies, but I know the first one with what's her name, Fifth Element,
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, Fifth Element.
Lulu Dallas.
That doesn't really follow the games at all. Right?
No, not at all. Well, I mean, like they have Wesker in them. They have the T-virus in it. It takes place in Raccoon City.
But it's more like a straight
Jill
zombie.
shows up in the second one, I believe, and
Sure.
Nemesis shows up in the second one as well.
Yeah,
Stars is still the police.
the special
group
tactics
that
and
there are.
rescue squad or whatever it's called.
Yes. The Umbrella Corporation is still the bad place.
Right.
that
So
does
it has
T-
the big things, but it's not a straight. It's not like Last of Us. It's
yeah,
not Last of Us.
Her name's Alice in the movies. There's no Alice in the video games.
So I guess I was
Yeah.
trying to replay 2, thinking it was something like that. I got through most of 2, and then I started playing 3 again, and the 3 remake. I'm playing it on PS5 because I'm like, everyone keeps talking about Resident Evil 4, that it's such a great game.
Yeah.
A lot of the YouTubers and streamers and just video game writers, tweeters, whatever the fuck, people on the internet. And a couple of my friends have played it. They're like, this is the best.
Yeah.
Some people are saying it's not just one of the best remakes ever, but probably one of the best this generation of games.
Yeah. There's so many things
on any platform.
incredible about it. It's beautiful. It's very faithful, but it also throws in like a whole bunch of curveballs that are awesome. Like there's just this tower that you go to in the first village that you go up it, and there's just a health item up there, and then you just jump back down. In the remake, you go up it, you grab the health item, and then the thing just breaks underneath you.
So that's something that people would be, they would remember that if you played the first game.
If you beat it 4 times, you'd be like, I just go up there, grab the green herb, come back down. But then
Still
you go
got
up
green
there.
herbs?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, and now they call it crafting instead of combining, and it's blowing my brain. I don't know why.
So, and one of the things I think I hate about this game is the lack of resources. I don't have that mentality for, only having a certain amount, like avoiding conflict when you don't have the resources, anything like that.
Yeah.
So what I did is something that someone recommended. I started playing 3 remake, and they said just crank down the difficulty.
Yeah.
And I was playing 3, and I looked at what the lower difficulty is. It says enemies are easier to kill. Also, you start with an assault rifle.
Yeah.
I'm like, ding.
That was the same thing right on PlayStation, the original.
Oh, really?
If you do easy mode, you get an assault rifle right at the beginning.
So I've been playing through 3, and I think I'm almost done with it, even though my playtime is only like 3.5 hours right now.
That's what I haven't played the remake of 3,
Yeah.
but people's biggest complaint that I heard was that it's really short. And Nemesis, the original, was pretty linear compared to like 2,
Right.
especially 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I kind of see it, but I haven't played it. So
Do you remember 3 pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at the part where Jill, who is great as a protagonist, and who I don't know if it's the same voice actor that's doing it, if it's the same audio.
I doubt it. No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I absolutely doubt it.
But whoever's doing the voice acting for her and Carlos and everyone else, it's fantastic. Like, it's a very compelling narrative, and I'm really enjoying the game. And it's a lot more of
Fuck yeah.
corporate sabotage and bioweapons than straight zombies. I guess
Yes.
in my head it was just a zombie game,
Yeah.
and I didn't like it as a zombie game. Because I think one of the things that I enjoy about zombie games, something we talked about with Dead Island and things like that, is there's this kind of great place you can be in a zombie game where you feel overpowered.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to beat the hell out of all these zombies.
Yeah.
And they're not like a threat, really. Like, you're never like, oh shit, another zombie. You're like, oh great,
Yeah, you get this awesome
I've got
weapon,
a baseball bat,
yeah, and now you can go out there. Yeah,
and it's kind of fun to run into zombies.
like that's what's fun about Dead Rising.
Yes,
where
exactly.
you just when you find like the lawnmower and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
this is really nice to kill dozens of them super fast.
So, and I guess thinking of it as a zombie game like that, I didn't like it. But then now thinking of it as more of like a body horror.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
you got me to watch some horror movies, so
Yeah.
I actually kind
So
of
now-
appreciate that.
That's
as
great.
well.
See, this is a good. I like to hear that.
So I'm
That's a good development.
I'm probably close to the end. I talked to one of the guys I work with and I told him where I was. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're pretty close to the end. I just woke up as Jill.
Okay.
And
Carlos, you already played as?
I played as Carlos, and then I'm up with Jill, and they're like, Carlos is in the basement. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go find Carlos.
Okay.
So I'm right there.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely enjoying it knowing that I'm playing it on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah.
But I'm having a lot more fun with it. I'm not having fun if they're like,
Yeah.
here's a giant guy that for some reason he can walk around, he keeps yelling stars, and he has a flamethrower. You have 3 bullets.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
3 bullets, a lockpick, and a couple herbs.
That's something that they changed big time in 4.
So it's a little more actiony.
Yeah, it's a little more actiony, and it's not about like hoarding your resources.
Yes.
You're going to have resources, but it wants you to change it up a whole lot because you're going to have a shotgun, you're going to have a machine pistol, you're going to have a handgun,
and you have the limited
you have
inventory still.
hand grenades. But they want you to, throw out the grenades. They want you to use the guns. Then when you run out of ammo, before you reload, you just take out your shotgun and start using that, and just like make you think on your feet. And when you run out of shotgun ammo, that's when the chainsaw guy comes out, and you're like, oh,
fucking hate
crap, I
guy.
messed up big time. Yeah. So
I couldn't get past him in the demo. That's why. But it really was just. There's been very few games that reviews have made me second guess it, because I think replaying 2 and 3 originally, and by originally I mean fucking 2 weeks ago, I was just like, I'm not going to play this. I played the demo for 4, kept getting killed by the chainsaw Spaniard, and I was just like, I'm never going to play this game. But there were so many people, and people whose opinions I value, which is
you can just keep running away from the chainsaw guy.
Yeah,
the first time you see him, just keep running away.
So I think,
and then eventually he'll stop. There's a quick gamer tip from your gamer pro boy.
Keep running away from the chainsaw.
Just keep running away. Just survive for a certain amount of time, and then it stops.
I kept shooting him, and there was just nothing happening.
Yeah. Did you get the shotgun?
No.
Shotgun's on the second story.
I think I had a knife and a...
There's a building with 2 stories. Go up on the second story. There's a shotgun right there. Use that.
Well, now I know. So maybe... All right, I'm going to give it a chance. So you got kind of a double recommendation.
And then just put the difficulty down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure you'll have a great time.
I will say this. There's a scene at the end of... Or, I guess, an action piece at the end of 3... where it's one of my favorite things for hard games, where it's just like, all right, we're going to make you just, it's towards the end of the game, we're going to make you stupid, overpowered for a second. Mm-hmm. We're just like, here's the assault rifle, here's some grenades, here's a bunch of ammo, here's a bunch of healing items, there's a bunch of zombies going to be coming in. Just have fun for 5 minutes. That's
what was funny when you brought up the power fantasy element of the zombie games that you like. Resident Evil does that almost every game at the end of it. Yeah. That's when they give you a big gun. That's when they give you a whole bunch of ammo. And that's when they're like, this big zombie bastard needs to die, and that's when you take out the minigun and start going crazy.
It's something that has been fun. Oh, because I love that too. Like, there's a couple parts in Ghost of Tsushima where you get your what's the fucking rocket launcher thing called?
Rocket launcher?
No, in Ghost of Tsushima, like the ancient Japanese.
I don't know.
Firework thing.
Oh, I don't.
You know what I'm talking
about? It's like a mortar.
Yeah,
thing.
But it's just you've got like almost unlimited of them.
Yeah,
and so you play this, hours as a samurai, and you're doing each stroke and changing your stance form, and then every now and again, all right, here's the fucking rockets, man. Just like have fun.
Yeah, kill a couple dozen of them.
And I think getting to that part in Resident Evil 3 really was like, all right, this is something I could probably get into.
Sweet. So
I will do that
4 again.
I will do that until Tears of the Kingdom come out. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited for it.
How fun does Tears of the Kingdom look?
I love the fusing
it's ridiculous.
idea where you put a stick and you can fuse it with the rock, and now you have a mace.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's an awesome development.
Did you ever play the Banjo-Kazooie game that's like that? Nuts and Bolts?
No.
Yeah. That was more just...
build a
vehicles. But it's amazing because you could still watch people playing Breath of the Wild, and there are people that still stream that game regularly, and they have hundreds and hundreds of hours on that game. I have an easy 200 hours on Breath of the Wild myself.
I'm sure Nintendo watched those videos and see how people cleverly worked out these problems.
That's what I was going to bring up. I think Nintendo gave people a sandbox, and they're like seeing how people play with them.
They're
because
okay.
There are definitely things in that game that even the Iwamura, I think is the guy's name that is the producer.
Yeah.
He did the Nintendo Direct. But
I'm not sure his name. Yeah.
And he had said, like, in interviews, he's like, oh, we weren't expecting people to do that. But they just plug it all in. It's kind of like a Minecraft-y thing where they just set up how things relate to each other. And then
that's
they
the cool thing
let
about
you
a sandbox is when you can do stuff that the developers didn't even intend.
Yeah.
And that's when they see it. And it's cool that they saw it and they're like, okay, All right.
I want to do some stuff
like we
like
can
this.
help with this. We can make this a little more interesting.
I guarantee, because there are some people that you would see have in Breath of the Wild that would take like a raft that would have like the one little sail, and they would attach like little Octorok balloons to it, and they make their own like
make their own flying
sky
vehicle.
ship. They're like, oh, let's make that easier for everyone to do.
Yeah,
and it seems like a really good thing of getting feedback from gamers and turning it up.
So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm really ready to play this game.
Yes,
all right.
We got some good video games coming up.
No,
yeah,
I have something I want to talk about.
Oh yeah,
I watched a movie. The movie that was recommended to us.
Oh yeah,
Bunraku.
I
watched it.
How was?
It was great.
Yeah?
I would have to say. Yeah, it was
Nice.
beautiful. It looks like a stage play. It's like hyper designed everywhere, and like the choreography is really awesome during the fights. Josh Hartnett is really good as an action star.
Huh.
His gimmick is he's like a one punch guy. If he gets a punch in on you, like you're basically done.
Yeah.
And he will just punch you without even like you knowing about it. He'll
Nice.
just initiate the battle.
It really making me look bad here with me not watching the.
I just had some time and I was like,
Yeah.
I want to check out Bunraku. And
All right, I've got it upstairs.
Ron Perlman was really cool.
Fuck. All right, I'll watch it and then we'll talk about this.
All right.
We'll do that officially.
Okay.
Thank you for forcing me to do the extra thing on the podcast where we force each other to do things. All right, so Bunraku definitely gets a thumbs up from you.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Very much so. Josh Hartnett back in my good graces.
What
I
did
want
he
to see
do?
him in good movies.
What did he do to leave your good graces?
He was never in my good graces.
Really?
I've never seen a movie that
He has to earn it.
Have you seen 40 Days and 40 Nights?
Is that Alaska Vampires?
No. That's 30 Days of Night.
Okay.
This one, 40 Days and 40 Nights, is when you can't have sex for 40 days.
The Lent thing. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
That was a weird movie.
I liked Alaska Vampires. That was a good one.
That was a fun movie, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was an action movie, too.
Yeah.
He should do more action movies.
Was he in that?
Yeah. Josh Hartnett, he was the main guy.
In Alaska Vampires?
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's good.
He's got a forgettable face.
That's rude.
It's okay. I will talk about forgettable faces in one of your recommendation for me this week.
Forgettable face. Interesting. I wonder who that would be.
All right. Well, let's get into that then.
Okay.
All right. So,
my recommendation for you.
Okay. Yeah. So here's what we do. We'll do a little recap first. We recommended things to each other last week, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to do Jake's recommendation for me first, or do you want to do mine first?
No, let's do it.
You want to do yours? Okay. So Jake recommended the 2014 film Stretch.
Yeah.
Starring Patrick Wilson, James Badgedale, Brooklyn Decker, Jessica Alba, Chris Pine, and Ed Helms.
Yeah.
Jake, talk us through it. What's Stretch?
Stretch is a movie that I found on Netflix like years and years ago.
Okay, so you were telling me about this Netflix Max. I have no memory of this. I've had Netflix since it was DVDs in the mail.
Way back when Netflix was awesome as hell, and they just started doing the streaming stuff.
It's still pretty awesome if they want to be a sponsor.
Awful.
Okay.
It's god awful. Tubi, go ahead, Tubi, give us a call. I will badmouth Netflix for the rest of my life.
I keep seeing ads for Tubi on Reddit when I'm scrolling through, and I keep thinking it's a post from one of the subreddits I follow. I'm like, what the heck is all? And I'm like, oh, Tubi. I don't care about you.
Oh, it got me. Tubi got me.
God damn it, Tubi.
Keeps getting in there.
So yeah, go back. Netflix Max.
When they just started the streaming stuff, and they had a whole bunch of movies, and no other streaming service was out there really.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation 3 specifically,
I remember
there was a thing on it called Netflix Max.
Was the PlayStation 3 where you had to put the disc in to stream?
No. I mean, maybe at the beginning.
Yeah. It was either.
I'm not sure.
That might have been
I think that might have been the PlayStation 2.
Might have been.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah, you had to
just
like
hit
get
my
a
head.
disc.
You didn't have to do that with PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that was back. Well, fuck, that was.
Yeah, that was way back when. PlayStation 2
It must have
you're
been
talking
because I
about.
was living in the house in Old Town when we had to do that. So
Yeah.
It was fucking 2010, 2009.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Not in stretch times.
Yeah, Max was really awesome. You selected it, and it would give you two options, and then it'll give you a movie based on that. It'll be like, do you want to watch a Sylvester Stallone movie or want to watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? And you're like, let's watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And it's like, oh, here's Total Recall. And you're like, okay, let's watch Total Recall. That sounds fun.
That's kind of fun. So it's kind of aggregating it and...
Yeah, it just
getting it
eliminates the choices nice and easy for you.
Which is crippling sometimes.
Exactly.
Like, I want to watch something, but I don't know what.
And it was just super fun because Max was like a dude, and
Oh, so it was like
a voice.
He was
person. His name is
Netflix
Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Was
And
like
he
Max Headroom?
I don't know. It sounded like a You Don't Know Jack, the Jackbox games. Sounded
Okay.
like one of those guys.
Kind of like a movie phone.
Yeah.
NBA Jam announcer guy.
Yeah, like a really nice game
Pleasant-
show voice type
pleasant
guy.
man.
Pleasant voice. Yeah.
Nondescript American accent.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it's just like, yeah, you want to watch a comedy? You want to watch a action movie?
I have no memory of this.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, that's probably why they got rid of it.
But I'm pretty sure that's how I got Stretch. I'm not sure.
I have no memory of this coming out into theaters.
I don't think Stretch. I don't even know if it was in theaters. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Stretch is about a man who owes a bunch of money to a gang. Oh, what do you call it?
Gambling debt.
A gambling.
It's a bookie.
Yeah, and so he takes on a prestigious rich client that's
He's a limo driver.
he's a limo driver. He takes on a client that's known for his
Eccentricities.
He's known for being
Cuckoo bananas.
cuckoo bananas. But he's very rich and he's known to tip really well. So he's hoping that he gets a humongous tip from him.
Right. And puts up with all of his, I think they said
Puts
he's
up
a
with his wild
billionaire
antics. Yes.
shenanigans.
And so you follow his night
Mm-hmm.
while he goes through all these silly, silly things. And it's very fun.
Okay.
That's the movie.
You skipped over a lot of shit that I need to unpack first, because that's not what Stretch is.
That is exactly what Stretch is.
First of all, Stretch is his name.
Stretch is his nickname.
I understand, but it's called
His
Stretch,
name is
and he's got a
Kevin.
limousine there, and everyone nicknames him Stretch.
Yeah.
Driving a
he drives
limo.
a Stretch limo.
Hilarious.
Where are you lost?
No, it's just really funny, because it'd be like if everyone called Jason Statham Transporter, because that's the title of the film.
Just call him trans.
I don't think you can say that.
I would love it.
But anyway, his name is Stretch.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Stretch. This movie starts out. How much narration is in this movie?
It's all a narration.
It starts out
it's
with
carried
a
by Patrick
solid-
Wilson being the narrator.
I timed it.
Yeah.
It was a solid 6.5 minutes of a 90-minute movie to
Yeah.
start.
Uh-huh.
That's the jump.
And you know, I don't even like narration in
It
movies.
starts with him getting in a car accident.
Yes.
He's high and drunk,
Yeah.
driving his limousine. Brooklyn Decker T-bones him. They fall in love immediately.
Uh-huh.
Montage.
A year later.
A year later, he's sober, has a great job. He's got the great girl. He's about to propose to her. She dumps him
Yes.
immediately post coitus,
Yes. Uh-huh.
and then it cuts to another year later. So in the 6 minutes of narration, you have a 2-year time jump where
Yeah.
he falls in love, gets sober,
Yeah.
falls out of love, still maintains sobriety,
Yes.
but hates his job.
Yeah.
He moved to L.A. It takes place in L.A. He moved to L.A. to be an actor.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Stretch.
Yeah.
He's in dire need for money.
He didn't make it as an actor.
No.
No.
And Brooklyn Decker is married to some guy that played a quarterback for
football
the
star.
quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Which,
Yes.
come on,
I don't know what that
that
means.
much better than a limo driver?
Is it?
Sideburn Cleveland Browns?
Take that, Browns.
Yeah,
You
we don't.
forgot that your football
we don't have
doesn't
any-
go as far as other people's football.
Yeah, we don't care about Ohio. I don't think we have any
I don't
listeners
care
in Ohio.
about football.
Valid point. So anyway, go Jaguars. So
Uh-huh.
he's working there, and he owes money to the bookie. Ignacio is his
Oh,
bookie.
his
Classic
bookie-
Latino gangster.
He
LA.
had a good situation going with a payment with his
Right, he's
original
12,000,
debt.
and that's the other thing. His debt that he needs to make in one night is $6,000.
I thought it was 50.
No, it's $6.
Oh, okay.
He has to get $6,000, or he's literally dead.
Yeah.
So he's making interest payments to a $12,000, and they set all this up in just dialogue.
Yeah.
He has a $12,000 gambling debt.
Right.
Ignacio, being the well-intentioned person that he is, realizes that someone owes him money and is charging him interest on the principal.
Yeah.
And he's slowly making it. Ignacio says, "Hey, someone bought out the debt."
Yeah.
It makes a thing to it's like a Cambodian gang that owns all the sports book now.
Yeah.
So they're calling in. He needs some money by midnight.
Yes, he wants his money now. Yeah. The new.
Because he says something to the effect of
The
they don't
evil
speak
bookie.
English, so we need to close out our book. He needs $6,000 by tonight,
Yeah.
or they're going to kill you. Like he literally says, like it's Glock o'clock or something like that. Like if you don't get the money by midnight, I'm going to
I
kill
don't
you.
think they say clock.
I think they say something similar.
That is
The
so
fact that you're not sure whether or not they
is
said
so
Glock o'clock,
crazy.
he said it's Glock o'clock. So anyway, Ignacio, who they go with nickname Iggy, not Nacho, which is normal. Normally the shortened form of Ignacio is Nacho.
Oh, is
the
it?
nickname. They go with Iggy. I like it. I'm not going to fault Iggy.
Yeah.
He's going to kill him. Someone who he's very friendly with for $6,000. I just don't think that adds up from the get-go.
Yeah.
I don't know what things are like in the streets of L.A. Obviously, I'm in the basements of Virginia. Very different.
I've never went into debt with a bookie.
I mean, I have, but it's DraftKings Sportsbook, and they're fine with it because they have my debit card.
Oh, my God.
Actually, I won some money on the Braves game today. Opening day of baseball today.
Oh, yeah. My friends were talking about that.
Yeah.
I gleaned what they were saying because they started putting up stats. They didn't say they were watching baseball. They just put up stats, numbers, and they were like really big numbers. So I was like, that's baseball. They're like, there's 428. I don't know. And I was like, okay.
428.
Oh.
Is that like distance for a home run?
I don't know.
All right, fair
I
enough.
just saw these numbers, and I
We're
was like,
getting
that's
sidetracked
baseball.
by this silly fucking movie. And okay, so all that set up, it's all for $6,000. That doesn't add up. So they also, Ed Helms is billed in this movie, and they show Ed Helms in flashback as the best limo driver. Like he's at there, he's scrubbing everything down. He's got like the little microfiber polishing cloth. He's making sure the limo's perfect, everything like that. And they show him like holding up a sign that says like Jay Bieber, and it's like, oh yeah, he's picking up Justin Bieber, and like, oh, they're talking about how he's the best. Carl with a K, they call him. Specifically, and he definitely sells that character. Ed Helms can be that smarmy fuck better than anybody in Hollywood. He's like, it's Carl with a K.
Yeah,
that's a solid Ed Helms impression I just made. Anyway, he blows his fucking head off after he picks someone up.
Yeah, he picks up people.
So that's 5 minutes into the movie.
Huh? And then he shoots himself in the head.
And then Patrick Wilson sees him as a ghost throughout the rest of the movie, where he's just
that's the most jarring thing.
He's a mustachioed shithead Jiminy Cricket. The ghost of Carl with a K is talking to Patrick Wilson.
Exposition.
You understand, this movie doesn't add up at all.
We talk about the whole thing adds up.
No.
It all takes place one night. He needs
understand.
money. Chris Pine has the money.
Okay, let's get into Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, I love Chris Pine.
He's so great in this movie.
He is devouring the scenery of every fucking thing he's in. He has silly
the voice
outfits
that he's doing.
Yes, he made
Very
choices.
good.
He made choices. I think it. Okay, so when did this was after New Star Trek?
I guess so. Yeah.
So Chris Pine's like kind of leading man ish.
Yeah.
He does this movie. It's a Blumhouse movie, so it's an indie-ish movie, and he's just chewing the scenery. He's fantastic. Patrick Wilson has a forgettable face. I can't tell if he's handsome or not.
I love Patrick Wilson.
I understand that. He's a movie star. He's great. He looks like Will Arnett and Chris Pratt had a baby.
And those are two very attractive people. One. So yes, they make it an attractive Patrick Wilson.
No. He's great, but he's just such an everyman, and he does a great job in this movie. I almost recommended a Patrick Wilson movie to you a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Moonfall.
I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I want to watch Moonfall.
Do you want to watch the Moonfall?
I don't know. I might.
It's gonna fall.
They gotta stop the moon from falling.
Yeah.
And nobody believes them.
I hope it's not a secret spaceship. I hope it's not.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway,
I forgot about
this
Moonfall.
whole time.
The
dispatcher. Patrick Wilson accidentally steals a gun from Ray Liotta.
Yes.
The real Ray Liotta.
A prop gun.
A prop gun from Ray Liotta's movie. He doesn't give it back. Cops are called. His dispatcher is, classic.
Ray Liotta remembers that. No, Ray Liotta remembers that he took the gun by accident.
Yeah, it's a prop gun.
And then Ray Liotta pays him more and say, like, could you please bring this back for me?
Take it back to the Sony lot.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah. So that was the plan.
So cops are called. His night goes to shit. Back at dispatch, there's Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
This whole time, Patrick Wilson's texting with someone that he met on an app, but sometimes it's a BlackBerry, and sometimes he has to read his email. And, I mean, they had iPhones in 2014.
He liked the BlackBerry.
I guess. I don't know if anyone still had a BlackBerry back then.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. We've got so much more to go in this fucking movie.
Yeah, he's flirting with a woman.
Someone randomly online. The whole time you're like, it's Jessica Alba.
I wasn't like that.
You didn't think that?
No.
It's obviously Jessica Alba the entire time.
Not until
and also,
the end.
He's obsessed with his ex. I get it.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn Decker
Absolutely.
runs into her.
She saved his life.
Right, but he's saying, oh, it's so hard to meet anybody. I can't find any women. Jessica Alba works with you.
Yeah.
She's objectively one of the most beautiful people on the planet.
She's too beautiful. You do not approach her. What do you wait until she
likes
approaches
him.
you?
Obviously.
You treat
He's handsome, forgettable, and she's Jessica Alba. They're made for each
handsome
other.
forgettable.
Yeah. So
I think you're jealous.
I'm not even close to done with this movie. So he goes in to try to steal some Chris Pine shit from a French guy who's not really French. He's an FBI agent.
Yes.
So they've been trying to fuck over Chris Pine because Chris Pine has
I
been
love that scene
doing money laundering and everything like that. Oh, yeah. Trust me.
where he
Before we continue with this movie gets a fucking 3. I don't
Hell
know
yeah.
why it gets a 3,
because it's great.
but I'm up to my
But that
eyeballs.
scene
with it.
is great
This is just like
because
the Bret the Hitman Hart documentary. I
Chris-
don't understand why I...
This is the shit I love, buddy.
I have no idea why, though.
So the that scene, he's picking something up and dropping something off for Chris
yes,
Pine.
he's picking up a briefcase. He's
And-
dropping off a ledger.
and the French guy who's acting very eccentric.
Yes.
See, I learned
he's
that.
like full on
Yeah.
what's the fucking Matrix 2?
Yeah, a
Matrix
little
2
bit.
French
yeah,
guy. Yeah.
He's-
Merovingian.
He's like
Merovingian.
he's squatting on a couch instead of sitting in it, and he's like just toying with him.
So off-putting.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Patrick Wilson decides that he's going to act
His
as
way
a
out of it.
big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That's
got
when
Ray
he
Liotta's
pretends to
badge
be
and gun.
a
Yeah.
cop. And he's like pointing his finger into his chest. And he's like, you're going to tell them that a highly decorated member of the
It's
FBI.
absurd.
It was awesome how great he did in that.
Also, in that scene, surprise Jason Mantzoukas.
Really? Yes.
Jason Mantzoukas shows up.
He's a
valet
driver,
guy.
taxi driver.
Valet guy.
Yes, a valet
Outside of the
guy.
club.
And he's
And
like,
anything
just
Jason
act like
Mantzoukas
my
is in,
driver.
I'm
Yes.
fine with. Obviously.
He was great in this movie.
So the movie ends with Chris Pine getting arrested.
Yes.
The FBI is coming in for Chris Pine, and Chris Pine's trying to
Yeah.
ditch Stretch
Yes.
to go with the rival limo driver who has like a ridiculous Russian brother.
I keep thinking that he's Jason Statham.
No, it's Randy Couture.
Oh, really?
It's cage fighter Randy Couture.
Oh,
Yes.
I never looked it up.
Yeah. So it's Randy Couture.
That's very funny.
Yes, it is. And so he's the rival limo guy.
Yeah, he's the rival company
Right.
that's been poaching their high-end clients.
Right. High-end
Yeah.
clients like David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
And he shows up in a Bentley or a Rolls Royce to pick
Yeah.
up David Hasselhoff, and he's got like I'm sure they're very nice women.
He went to strip.
Two hardworking, possibly sex workers, maybe just fans of white Rolls Royces and David Hasselhoff.
Women.
Those people exist as well. I'm sure they have families and they all love them.
Attractive women.
These two people get out and they, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah,
It's
Hasselhoff
such a weird
was
movie.
like hubba hubba.
Yeah.
Went that way.
David Hasselhoff was ridiculously off-putting in this movie too.
Oh, he said something really cool. I
Forget. He said
oh,
something
shit.
very threatening.
Yeah, he was talking about how he once killed a man that put a voodoo curse on him.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard somebody say.
So, why did you recommend this to me?
Because I love this movie, and
Yeah.
it's my type of
I will say
humor. It's irreverent. It's not well known, and it's fun, and it's well paced. It's something that I really don't usually enjoy because the movie is all Patrick Wilson narrating like
Yes.
the whole time, but
100%.
he's giving such a good voiceover like
Yeah.
the whole time. He's really into what his character is and what the situation is, that it was engaging just listening to him
Right.
talk about what's going on. So like the whole time, I just really like this movie. I don't think enough people see it.
No, and to be fair, it's not all narration. Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
conversation with Ed Helms' ghost.
Yes,
Those are the
they have
only
two different
things-
expositions.
And there were just weird things like Carl with a K's ghost. He's like, oh, he has a mustache now that he says he grew in hell.
Yeah.
And that's all the explanation for it. So the guy that,
The Ed Helms thing was probably the most off-putting thing for me.
right.
Yeah.
The guy that wrote and directed this.
Yes.
Also, one little small piece of contention here. The little tagline at the bottom, shift happens.
Yeah.
It's an automatic transmission.
It still shifts.
Yeah, but it happens automatically.
Yeah, the movie's about the limo. We buried the lead.
Just
It's
saying.
all about the limo.
They
It's from
buried
the
that his
perspective
name is
of the
fucking
limo.
Stretch.
It's called Stretch.
I understand, but I thought I was talking about the limo. The limo.
Jerry.
I'm Stretch. He drives the Stretch limo.
Oh no. I just really enjoyed this movie, and
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
not wrong.
see anybody talking about it. I don't see anybody. It's one of those movies. It's always interesting to me. Like Patrick Wilson was, in high-profile movies.
Yeah.
And then he's in Stretch.
Like
Chris
Moonfall.
Pine is in high-profile movies.
Yeah.
And then he's in Stretch, and I don't understand how people don't know about this movie that well.
So the guy that wrote this and directed it, Joe Carnahan.
People love
He did
Smoking
Smoking
Aces.
Aces. Smoking Aces was great. He did
Yeah.
New A-Team. He did The Gray.
I love The Gray.
Liam Neeson fights wolves.
Oh my God! Once
Yeah.
more into the gray. It's
Yeah.
the only fight I've ever known. To live and die on this day. To live and die on this day. It's the poem that's what it's named after. The Gray.
Oh, I thought there were more wolves in that poem.
Nope.
But this guy was fantastic. Also, the music in this. Do you know who did the music?
No,
Ludwig Göransson.
but
Ludwig Göransson is now he's basically in charge of Star Wars music now. He does all the music for The Mandalorian,
Wow.
everything like that. I think he did the music for
See,
the
that's
Boba
high
Fett series too.
profile.
Ludwig Göransson started out as a producer for Childish Gambino. Like he was early days Childish Gambino producing, and he does like music for fucking movies and everything.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Ludwig Göransson's fucking dumb. And
I do know
I
the-
heard the music, and the music was just good. It was kind of like upbeat and everything like that. He did Ludwig Göransson real quick. He did the Creeds. Tenet is one of his most recent, and he did the Black Panther movies.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I know that the song that they play at the end is Damien Hirado,
Okay.
and it was crazy because I just like got onto a kick of him. Like I downloaded all his albums and stuff, and I was listening to him, and then the final song starts playing when they're giving goo goo eyes to each other.
Yeah.
and
Him and Jessica Alba, because of course they got together.
I hear the that voice come through one day, and I was like, that's Damien Hirado. How is this happening?
Fucking A.
And I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah. Stretch is a 3. It's a
That's
3.
fantastic.
I went into this thinking it was much like Resident Evil. I went into this thinking it was something else. I thought it was just going to be like a stupid, shitty action. It's definitely more comedy than action.
Yes.
The action's fine. There's a couple good
But
car chases in it.
Patrick Wilson.
There's some dude with a faux hawk that drops some racial slurs and gets into Patrick Wilson's car and then steals it,
Yeah.
and then they have to get it back. It's a real comedy of errors situation.
Yes, and Patrick Wilson's got some great comedy chops.
He's very forgettable handsome, but he's very funny too.
I think I follow him on Twitter now.
Do you? What's he saying?
He's just like, "Hi, fans."
Stuff about the vaccine.
He doesn't get into that
He's one
stuff.
of those guys that just goes
I follow
crazy.
him, and I followed Freddie Rodriguez. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He's on Bull right now, but he was in Planet Terror. He's really great in that. He was Ninja in The Pest.
Jesus Christ.
Freddie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Anyway, I followed him, and I just tweeted him one time. I was like, Planet Terror is awesome. And he's like, thank you. And so I follow him, and he's just like, I really like acting. That's like all he talks about. I'm like, this is a good guy to follow.
You have a strange Twitter. Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
Stretch.
great.
I recommend Stretch.
Great.
I didn't think I would, but I recommend.
If you can get your
Stretch.
hands on it, please watch it. Yes.
Ask Jake. He'll,
Ask
he'll
me,
let
I'll
you
let you
borrow it.
borrow
He's
it.
got the Blu-ray.
I got the Blu-ray. It's very nice.
Yeah. Fucking
I trust you.
So I was in the weeds with that. All right, let's move on to the movie
wonderful.
I recommended for you.
Yes.
2022 medieval comedy written and directed by Lena Dunham.
Yes.
Catherine called Birdy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you want to give us a rundown on this
Yeah,
movie?
I'd be happy to. So it takes place, it's based on a novel by Karen Cushman.
Oh, okay.
Same name, Catherine Called Birdy. And it's about Catherine, who is played by Bella Ramsey. She's 14, and she's not rich, but she's
she's
a
a house
lady.
of a lord.
She's
Yeah.
a lady. Her dad's a
Yeah.
lord. And
So yes,
she
she's
has
rich.
I mean, she's not like in line for the throne.
Yes.
She's not royal. She's nobility, not royalty.
Yes. Sure.
So she's living in the 13th century, and her dad is the Lord. She's got her mom, who's played by Billie Piper, who's fantastic.
Holy, yeah, that was Billie Piper, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow.
Her dad is played by Andrew
She was
Scott,
so
who's
great.
the hot priest from Fleabag, and her older brother, and then she's got friends in the town and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And basically the whole thing of the film, it's a coming-of-age story for Birdy. Obviously, she's 14. She goes
Yeah.
through becoming a woman,
She gets her
physically and everything like
period.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that we're super qualified to talk about.
Yes.
How hard it is to be a woman
Menstrual cramps.
in the 12th century.
You can't
or
have
13th
menstrual
century.
cramps
12th.
without talking about men, right? Because it starts with men. See? We're qualified because that's a great joke. And he's laughing. He's holding his breath.
No, I'm going to let you just sit in this for a little bit. They can see the video now. They can see I'm not laughing.
Yeah, they can see it.
Hopefully, we'll see if it stops recording. So, and then her dad runs out of money. Her dad's kind of a drunk, not like a shitty abusive drunk, but he's a drunk. He likes to have fun. He bought a tiger that died. He's very irresponsible.
Yeah, he's irresponsible, and he has no qualifications to be anything that would make money.
It seems like they kind of set up that his wife.
Yeah,
he got a good.
She was the nobility one.
Yeah, he got a kind of a good dowry for marrying her.
Yeah,
and so he's running out of money, so he tries to marry off Birdy.
Yes,
and she's like a strong, independent firecracker of a girl, and tries to scare off the suitors. Doesn't want to be married.
Yeah,
yada yada yada. So I really liked this movie. Not even going to talk about Lena Dunham because I don't have shit to say about Lena Dunham.
Yeah, fuck that.
She may someone else could have written and directed this. It's fine. I don't think this is a specifically Lena Dunham thing. I don't think you need to have seen anything else she ever did to do it. Yeah. So whatever. Sure. I really liked it. I really thought it was a great coming of age story. I thought it was great growing up story, seeing her relationship with her friends and also her relationship with her parents, which is that's a cheat code to get me emotionally involved. And yeah, it was just a fantastically made movie.
So how did you run into this movie?
Amazon suggestions, and also just trying to see other stuff that Bella Ramsey had done, because I'd gotten off of Last of Us, and I'd only really seen her after that, or before that rather, in Game of Thrones. She was in,
yes,
she had a
she
small
was the
role.
young one.
Yeah, she said she was great. She's like, "We stand in the north," and then she got squished.
Yeah, she got squished by a giant or something.
Yeah, it sucked, but she was like, fucking stabbing the giant and everything, and she was great. And so this popped up on Amazon, and I think I heard someone mention it on a podcast like last year when it came out, and it was just one of those things where it's like, hey, this is, if you like, she's going to be in Last of Us, because it was before Last of Us came out. It's like, check out this movie. And yeah, I really just liked it.
I will say that her performance in this movie is amazing.
She's fantastic.
She was so fantastic in this whole movie.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find a kid that's great at acting like this.
Most child actors come off as obnoxious.
Yes. Yeah. Most of them have to play an obnoxious character. Right. And she is like an obnoxious type of kid.
She's a little rapscallion.
But she plays it like a rapscallion. You can see that she's got a adventure spirit rather than just being a little shit all the time.
She doesn't want to get married.
Yes. But she also likes having fun. She likes playing in the mud with the boys. She's that type.
They're raising a cottage or something like that. Yes. And her dad,
she wants to go out. She wants to go to an ale house. She wants to do all this fun stuff. And now she's unladylike things. And now she's faced with the choice of marriage, and that kind of freaks her out.
Not really a choice.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're going to have to get married off.
If this was a true story, she would have absolutely no choice.
Right. And then there's also some... I think what I really like Bella Ramsey in this. What I really enjoyed about this movie is the relationship between her and her two parents, and also her parents' relationship with her, and with each other outside of her, because she has an older brother.
I would have to say every relationship that she has is very unique and very pretty.
Right, and so
it's amazing.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's not just this is this character, and granted, it's set in the fucking 1200s, so it's not like she's dealing with modern stuff, but it's just there are some universal things. And it's like the way you hang out with, not just between your family and your friends is different when you're growing up and you're at that age. It's different the way you are with your mom versus with your dad, with this friend over that friend. The way you are when your mom and your brother are in the same room versus when your mom and your dad are in the same room.
Yeah.
And it's just this weird juggling act of growing up and figuring out who you are in relation to not just everyone else, but who you want to be yourself, and like coming to terms with that. And I really think this movie, the way it was, and granted, I haven't read the book, so this could have been mostly in the book, and no, it could have been mostly the author. I mean, you got to write a good fucking book if people are going to make a movie about it.
Yes, I don't know.
You can't just come up with a sweet name and be like, well, I guess they did it with Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers fucking killed that.
The Meg. Did you ever listen to the interview from the author of The Meg?
No.
He literally says, I wanted a movie that was, he was like, I want to write a book. I was like, what if it was Jaws, but a bigger shark?
That's the movie. That's the movie that's coming out.
Bigger Jaws.
No, Tommy
Wiseau.
No, Tommy Wiseau's movie.
Oh yes, that's
Big Shark.
I like the premise of that movie,
Big Shark.
but I don't think it's going to be a movie. He did this a couple years ago, Big Shark.
Also,
it
he's
was
a crazy person.
it was basically just an ad for his website.
Huh.
It was just a fun little
Whatever.
ad
I
that
saw it
he
on
made.
YouTube.
Yeah,
We digress.
we digress.
So, yeah, and I
So,
really thought
this movie?
it was just a great movie, specifically just with relationships.
Yes, I
And-
would say that that's the strongest thing that this movie has, and I think that's what Bella Ramsey's. That's where her
'Cause-
acting chops comes out, is how great she is. Like when her best friend Alice shows up,
Yes.
like how giddy and fun they are together. But she also has her friend, the goat boy.
Right. Goat herder. He's a
Goat herder.
peasant boy.
Yeah, it's a completely different relationship, but she loves him just as much as
Right.
he loves her. But it's like she acts totally differently between the two of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like she's trying to be a different person, but it's just the stuff that she enjoys about herself she gets to do with this person or this person. She doesn't try to be anybody else but herself, but she likes to,
Right.
she likes to play around with in the mud. She'll do it with the
Right.
goat herder boy. But she also
And she also has her nurse, or
Yes.
the lady who takes care of her, and she also has
the nanny type lady.
the priest that she studies under, and those relationships are all completely different too. Which
Yeah.
I think that's what I liked about it, because I remember the coming of age movies when we had grown up. Parents were always just viewed as they were just this authority figure, like
Yeah.
Goonies.
That's a great point.
Goonies was
Or they
coming
just
of age
weren't
as
there at
just your
all.
parent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Home Alone, they just fucking leave you there.
Yeah.
You don't really find out
Mostly
how
your
Kevin
parents
is.
are just gone.
Yeah, and
And
it's
she-
the kids
she hears
coming to terms with
things-
just being kids, but it
Yeah.
never really shows like the kids' relationship with their parents. And that's, as I get older, and obviously it's fucking built in. That's what I care about more. It's like, oh, look how, and I really do. I identify with the dad.
Yeah.
A lot, because he does come through at the end. He does seem like a fuck up, but also
He is a fuck up, but he's also
he's a genuine character. Like you can
Yeah.
tell he gives a shit about his
Yeah.
family.
And she likes to eavesdrop, and she eavesdropped
Yes.
on her parents talking about how her dad was talking about how frustrated he is with Birdy.
Yes.
And he even calls her names and
Yeah.
stuff, and that's hard to listen to, and that's hard
Right.
to come to terms with, because now you think your dad hates you, but also your dad, of course, he doesn't hate you.
Right.
This
And
dad doesn't hate you.
Also, since it was medieval times, like the mom had, she had a bunch of kids that were stillborn.
Yes.
So she had she said like something really fucking horrible to her mom.
Yes.
About that, and you could tell the mom and that's why Billie Piper fucking crushes in this movie. She's so good as the mom. And
Gotta love Billie Piper.
Yeah, I just really thought it was that kind of a different coming of age, not just because it was set in the medieval times,
But that's a really good point, that the parents play a big role in
right.
this.
And it's all seen
And it's
through
not-
her eyes, but
yeah.
you, like you were talking about with the eavesdropping, it's kind of like you get to hear eavesdropping and how that person's relationship affects, or their relationship with each
How
other
they're
affects
not-
her, because the
how
parents
they're
are
not authority figures. They're just people.
Right.
That
They have
now
to-
your relationship's
yeah.
going to evolve from here.
Yeah.
And it was, something to watch, something
Right.
to see, that, like you said, it was cool that they aren't just an authority figure in this movie. Like
Right.
they develop as people
and they're
along
flawed,
with
they're
Birdy.
flawed people.
Yeah.
like they're
And-
not just written off.
Yeah, and it was cool. And she sees different strengths in different women.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just thinks that you're weak if you're married off.
Right. She has her uncle that marries someone that's older than her, and
Yeah.
like she has some weird crush on her uncle, but it's fucking Middle Ages. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's okay.
it felt unnecessary,
Whatever.
but okay. And
But
you see through his uncle's new wife, she's like, "Oh no, I'm rich. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I have all this money, and you could just live like me, like marry
Yeah.
someone old and get all their money."
Yeah.
And she does, get into the plot of it, whatever. I don't think the plot's super important for our
the
conversation.
plot
but
is seriously, they want to marry her off, and
Yeah.
they bring suitors, and she throws the suitors away.
one of the
them-
suitors surprised Russell Brand.
Russell Brand, that right-wing conspiracy nut, Russell Brand
I don't
just
even
shows
think
up
he's
out of nowhere.
right wing anymore.
He's a conspiracy nut.
I think
know that.
I think he's fucking charming. Have you?
It's been way too long.
Sidebar
It's
for
been way
Russell
too
Brand.
long.
I was listening to 2 episodes of his podcast today. Something about the way he talks, it's hypnotic.
Yeah, he's
when
got
you
a
listen
really, nice voice.
Yeah, and I think like his accent isn't posh British.
Yeah.
It's more approachable. Like it's almost like chimney sweep British. But he's saying like all these big words. I'm like, I don't think half of those are fucking words, Russell. But It's goddamn it, he's nice.
know.
And when he popped up, it was like when Mantzoukas popped up in Stretch. I was like, oh yeah, this
look at
guy.
this.
Fucking A. And then Birdy does get married off, or attempted to be married off to a guy who was also in Game of
And
Thrones.
that's the other thing.
Shaggy beard. Shithead.
She even goes through suitors that are actually good guys.
Yeah.
That she actually enjoys being around. But she's still like, I don't want to get fucking married.
Yeah.
So she's just like, no. And she'll delete that relationship just to have her freedom. And I think that's a really cool thing to tell people. It's like, hey, yeah, people are cool, but you can still just be yourself. And it's going to hurt people, but what are you going to do?
So what do you think?
There's also, what's his name? Blackfish. They call him Golden Tiger in this movie.
Yes.
He was in Game of Thrones. And he just says one thing, and I thought it was really funny.
What's that?
And he's like, I always say, bring conversation, you better bring butter and not the knives. And I was like, it was just a awkward, stupid silence after that. And I was like, that's great. He was in The Witch. That's
the Vivitch?
Yeah, I think it was in The Vivitch. I'm not sure. But I give it a 3. I really enjoyed it. It was very wonderful.
He was in The Witch.
It was very wonderful. It's very sweet.
Fun movie.
Teared up just
bit?
once.
Yeah.
Yep, right at the end when
Dad comes back.
No, when she's leaving, and
yeah.
the whole fucking town is there, and that's when I realized, holy shit, she does have really good relationships with everybody there, and I knew a lot of those people and how they interact with her.
I thought, and granted, this is like I said, this is nothing either of us can really relate to. What it was like to be a 14-year-old girl in the 1200s, we're pretty far removed from that.
But we know what it's like to grow up.
But I think yes, exactly. We're getting there. Give us time. But the way that she does have to come to terms with there are certain things where it's okay to be like, no, I'm doing this for me, and there's certain things like no, other people
what you sacrifice for the freedoms of yourself
versus what you sacrifice of yourself for other people.
Yeah, and what's expected of you, and what you can give, and what you want to give,
right?
And
also kind of what's fair to be expected of you, because I think that's something not to turn you into my therapist because I'm not paying you any money, but just you can't control what other people expect of you. Mm-hmm. They're going to do that regardless.
Yeah.
But you know what you should expect of yourself. And I think this is what that
we
movie
picked up a whole shit ton from this movie, didn't we?
It's a fucking good movie.
But it was a really good movie.
About a girl growing up in England.
I think if it was any other girl other than Bella Ramsey, I probably wouldn't be into it as much.
She's so fucking good.
She's so fucking good.
Have you finished watching Last of Us yet?
No.
God damn it, Jacob.
Why would I do that?
I can't wait for her in Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
She's going to go crazy.
I haven't played the game Last of Us 2.
Well,
so I haven't know.
You
so
know how
maybe
they
I should watch the season so that I can watch Last of Us Season 2.
You know how in the game you stab a bunch of people in the neck?
Yeah.
More of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stab people in the neck.
More horses, more guns.
Bow and arrows?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Gotta get a bow and arrow. All right, so that's a 3-3.
3-3.
Fucking A.
There we are.
Patrick Wilson and Bella Ramsey coming through in the clutch.
Should have gave it a 2. I should have gave it a 2 just to... Yeah,
I should have given Stretch turned off after 6 minutes of fucking narration.
I love how this show, we were just we're just going to keep points, and now we're both like, fuck you. These points, I'm hurting you.
I will die on this fucking hill. Patrick Wilson is forgettable. All right.
So
let's check it.
3-3. That's great.
Still recording.
Allegedly.
So we might have a full video. If not, we'll start it in April.
That's wonderful.
It's March 31st. Or no, it's 30th now. It'll be the 31st tomorrow. So...
that's Friday tomorrow.
Fucking A. Yeah. We're recording this a little bit late.
Yeah.
So now we'll get to the point... Oh, wait, before we do that, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at UpYourAlleyPod, and send us an email if you want to upyouralleypod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about what we will be talking about next week. Jake, what do you have for me?
I am very excited to offer this one up to you.
Oh, God, I cannot wait to one-up you.
It's another movie.
Okay.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
Are we about to recommend the same thing to each other?
No.
Okay.
You're going to watch Bunraku. Yay!
What?
Yay!
I already said I was going to do that.
Too bad. I already made this decision
I double
before
have
I came into it.
All right.
I was like, he's just going to be like, oh, I should get to that. I was like, well.
That is kind of the whole point.
Now you got to do it.
That is kind of the whole point of this.
Now we get to talk about Bunraku next week. Yeah.
I have something for you as well.
What's it got?
It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's something, it's one of, I don't remember if you remember when we first talked about this and like things that we like and other thing like that, and like you told me about horror movies, and I said I don't like horror movies. You said you didn't like history. Threw you a little history on this one. You liked it.
I understand that Napoleon wasn't even close to this time period.
Good.
Yeah.
So I have something special for the entire month of April.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
4
a whole
choices
plan
in April.
Wow!
To turn you around on what I think is the most important subject.
History?
No.
Oh.
Ben Affleck.
Oh my God!
I am calling.
Oh my God!
I am calling this officially All Affleck April.
Oh my God!
You have 4 Ben Affleck things.
This is
I'm
something that
picking.
we've discussed before. That
Yes.
I am not a fan of Ben Affleck.
If you listen back to this podcast and our personal conversations, I have been incepting you, finding out what Ben Affleck things you have seen and what Ben Affleck things you have not seen. And I've curated that list
oh my God!
to the best of Ben Affleck to turn you around, not only as him as a person, which you should like him as a person.
I think he's a fine person.
As an actor,
Yeah.
as a director,
Okay.
as
okay.
a creative visionary.
This is very.
Also, we can do another episode of our Going Out series, Up and Out, because Air comes out this month. Ben Affleck.
Oh my God! I saw the trailer for that. He makes shoes.
How great does that movie look?
It looks like a movie about shoes.
Sure does.
I
Great
gotta watch
shoes.
that movie about where they make windshield wipers.
Do you want to know what Ben Affleck you're starting with?
I want to guess. Let me think. We're gonna go with the movie that I only caught the last 20 minutes of.
Okay.
Gigli.
No, not Geely. Geely fucking sucks.
Yes, it's awful.
We are going to start with the 2012. Oh, Bunraku. Is that streaming anywhere? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, it's not streaming.
Okay.
I double checked.
So yeah, if you can find Bunraku, watch that. The 2012 film, the 2012 Academy Award winning film, directed by and starring Ben Affleck,
The Town?
Argo.
Argo. I forgot about that movie.
Why?
Argo, see it now. I guess I'll go see it now.
Yes, it's on HBO Max. Directed and starring Ben Affleck. Are you familiar with the thing of the movie at all?
No. Ben Affleck stars in it?
Ben Affleck stars in it.
He's got a beard.
And he directed it. He does have a beard. It's about in 1979, a bunch of Americans were taken hostage in Iran, and then people set up a fake production company to get a fake movie made that they had to film in Iran so they could sneak Americans out of the country.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fuck yeah, it's awesome.
That's a really cool thing to
and
do.
It's directed by Ben Affleck. So
Man.
that's the first week of
Sounds
all...
like America used to do some cool shit.
Used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to.
Yeah.
So that's the first week of all Affleck April.
Okay.
First thing.
That's a very exciting. What a month I have in front of me.
Sitting on this. I have a separate thing on my phone for all Affleck April.
This is amazing.
And I've whittled down the list.
Oh my
By
God.
the end of April, you're going to be like, Ben Affleck's pretty fucking great.
This is going to be amazing. I wonder if I'm going to give a 3 out.
Certain things. Oh, you're going to give 3 threes.
3 threes, not 4 threes.
4 threes. Nah, 3 threes.
Okay. Well, this is amazing.
There are certain things I've already weeded out for all Affleck April.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that are still up in the air.
Okay.
There are 2 things that involve superheroes and the word cut in the title.
Oh.
And I don't know which one I'm going to make you watch.
Oh, no. You're going to make me watch that. No. I'll watch it. That's for sure.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, baby.
All right.
Oh, baby. That's a big ass.
So I'm going to watch Bunraku with Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
And you're going to watch Argo. It's
All right.
history.
With Ben Affleck.
It's Ben Affleck.
1979.
Fucking A. I can't wait
right.
for... I'm so happy. Oh, I'm getting artwork made up just for all Affleck April. Jimmy, our guy that does all of our Photoshop, he's making an all Affleck April thing.
Oh, my God.
Hashtag all AFAP.
This is
I've thought
amazing.
about this so much.
This is the biggest month the podcast has had.
It's been building towards this in my brain since November. I am so excited.
Wow.
That's why I came in a little hot today. I'm like, all right, start of all Affleck April.
All right, let's
We're
do
going to start
it.
with Argo. All right, man. So we're going to get into those things next week. Maybe there'll be video of this. Maybe there'll just be some audio.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Happy all Affleck April, everybody, starting on Saturday.
My God.
All right, thanks for coming over and talking. I love you, buddy.
I love you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.